I'm not going to lie to you. I have no way to top that one. Chicks, yeah. Well, hey, I'm already ahead of the curve. So I've been speaking for 8 years on job search. I've been kind of joking with folks about the job search is a lot like dating. My HR recruiter friends, we talk about this all the time. Since I have now entered the dating world after 10 years of being a rather independent business owner, I have learned that almost everybody starts at this process, whether they're doing their job search or whether they're in a dating. It's at some point in time they wake up one morning and they go, holy shit, we're ready to go, right? It's not like you just all of a sudden think about you're going to do this. So you got to let people know what you're doing, right? It's about networking. You got to let people know that you're out there looking for a job, you're out looking for a new girl, you're out there looking for a new guy. One of the problems is, though, is that you got to worry about your friends because they might set you up with some really crazy people, right? They say they have the perfect person for you. It's bullshit, right? I no longer trust most of my friends. I trust the over 40 women with children that are married or not, doesn't matter, because they know what a lifelong partner is. Dudes, 25 to 32, because they're still in love and they're not yet jaded. Because references lie, right? Your friends, oh, they want to set you up with that perfect girl. There is no perfect girl, there is no perfect guy, and there's no perfect job. We've learned that over the last few years, right? So what I want to try to get you to think about is you have to go online and start looking for some folks. Everybody says, oh, I don't want to Google somebody, I don't want to use Facebook. Use people. You can get some scary shit that way. You can find if somebody has something on the Hennepin County, at the court, or Ramsey County, use people. Everybody's got baggage. Employers have baggage. Hiring managers have baggage. I tell you what, a friend of mine who's in the audience tonight, I learned that she's got to deal with something too. She's got to become Catholic and a Packer fan. I mean, I can't believe what that's got to be like, right? So a friend of mine tried to set me up with a Badger fan. I mean, who wants to date a Badger fan? Suckers. Cover letter, right? So everybody's got to write how good they are. Have you ever seen an online profile? They suck. Everybody wants to have the romantic beach walk. It's bullshit. First impressions really do matter, though, right? So you try to figure out what are you going to wear at the interview, what are you going to wear on the date, because, guys don't want to show up in jeans when the woman's been dressed up for half an hour waiting for you to show up, right? So you want to make sure, you got to think about what are you going to wear, right? And we talk about this with employers all the time. Let the employer, call up the employer and say, hey, what's your job or what's your culture with what are you wearing? And dress up a little bit better than you normally would do because, I'm ahead for a change, the shoes matter, right? I had an HR friend of me say to this morning, Paul, I can actually tell you if I'm going to hire somebody by looking at their shoes. Ladies, how many of you know if you look at a guy's shoes if you're going to want to go out with him a second date or not? It's true. It's scary, that, by the way. So interview skills. By the way, this is the time I want to thank Kate Hines for helping me with my slides, by the way. So interview skills, right? You're sitting there, you're at dinner. What the hell are you going to talk about? And are you talking too much? Ask a question and just shut the hell up. Please, right? Let the other person get in on it. Don't just sit there and blab and blab and blab. Interview, though, it's the same thing, right? Sometimes we will go into convulsions as we listen to you, the job seeker, blab on about what you've been doing for the last 12 years. And at the end of the interview, you walk out and you're like, damn. Or you get out of that date and you're like, wow, I wonder how that went. And you want to call a friend. You just want to call a friend. You want to find out, did you do okay? Because people have the most unreasonable expectations, right? I know a lot of companies right now, they're looking for like 8 years of somebody with open source technology. Think about that for a minute. I mean, that just doesn't even exist anymore, right? I mean, and then too much too fast. When do you call somebody up? When do you call an employer? Is it 3 days, 5 days, 7 days? Somebody should do this on Twitter for me tonight. When is it you're supposed to call a girl back after a date? The next day? Is it a couple days later? 3 days later? Is it a tweet? Is it an instant message? Because guys, we don't have a clue. It would help if you had an inside source, right? Somebody who set you up at the company, somebody who went, man, I know what's going on. Because guys and ladies, we all know that we don't want to be somebody's plan B, either at work or on the dating scene. The bad news part is sometimes they're just not that into you, right? It's the whole cliche. But if you've got that inside source, you want to know what's going on, because I've been doing this job search thing for a really long time, and people want to know what's going on. Let them go if they're going to be let go, because someday we all want to be like that, right? We want to have the job, we want to find the girl, we want to find the guy, and I tell you that after a long period of time, sooner or later, after you've been jaded, it's all good. There it is. Thank you.